Bless me, O Lord, and this your gift, and my bounty receive from your bounty. Through Christ my Lord. Amen. Buongiorno from Minori. I hope you guys are good. I hope you're well. Yeah, it's your girl Stephanie here with another vlog. And yes, as I said, I am in Minori, which is a small town in the Amalfi coast in Italy. So I actually booked this trip. Gosh, I booked it like 3 months ago. It was a dreary winter morning, winter Monday morning. I was on my way to work and I was just on Airbnb and I started looking at places in the Amalfi coast. And then this apartment was one of the places that came up. And so basically then I then booked my, I based my holiday on the apartment and where it was. So because the apartment was in Minori, I was like, okay, well, let's go to Minori then. And I like that it's much smaller, not as busy as Amalfi or Positano. Not that it's like dead quiet. Yesterday, which is when I flew in, was crazy. So I had to fly in from Naples. That's the closest airport. And then from there you get there's like a shuttle bus specifically for people going to the Amalfi coast. So I took that and it dropped me literally right in the middle of it was so busy. I could see the beach on one side and then the other side I was just dropped by a restaurant. And then literally as I got off the bus, I was already like invited to the restaurant. I was like, yeah, let me go and find my apartment first and then I'll come back and sort out food. With Google Maps and the help of a few people, I found my apartment. I was dripping in sweat by the time I got here because obviously when you're looking at the apartment at Airbnb, I mean, they had said, some steps, but I thought, just maybe 10 or 20. I didn't realize it's like step after step, turn to this corner and that corner. And then mine's like down a few steps, through a little gate, which I like now, but I don't know, I think I've got some sort of gravitational insecurity, which is why I don't like rides as well, and like any sort of height, even if it's not really high, I get really nervous. So even coming up the steps with my suitcase yesterday, I was shaking. I was like, I don't want to fall. I was walking so slowly because I also know how clumsy I am and I trip a lot. So I was literally had my feet gripped into my Birkenstocks. I was like, you're not falling. But anyway, so I found my apartment. I didn't really film. I don't think I filmed much. I don't remember. Maybe I took a few pictures or whatever, which I might insert as I'm talking right now if I did actually take any videos or pictures. But yesterday I came back. I came to the apartment. I showered, had a bit of a nap, then psyched myself up to go back down the steps. But I think because I already knew where I was going, I realised, it's actually not that far. I think it took me like 3 minutes or 5 minutes to get down the steps and then back into the main area that I had been dropped off. And then, just had dinner and obviously had to get some gelato and then just kind of had a look around where I was. But by that time, it was like 7:30. So a lot of places were shut. But the restaurants were busy. the beach was full of kids and teenagers, and it was very, very busy. So I didn't even bother to cross the road to go and look at the beach. And I didn't want to stay out too long because I don't know what the light situation is at night. So I didn't want to have to risk coming back up the steps when there might not be much light. And I also, because I'm on my own, I don't want to be out too late, As a woman traveling on her own, have to be careful, But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. As much as I hope that I enjoyed this holiday. I think I will. So the first and most anticipated thing on my itinerary was taking the lemon path that connects the town of Minori to the neighbouring town, which is called Minori. When I arrived in Minori, I went straight to the beach, but first I did get a lemon slushie, which I didn't show here because I had drank it all by then. And then as I was on the phone to my family, they were having a go at me for lying directly underneath the sun. It was quite hot, so I was persuaded to get a deck chair from one of the beach bars, and it wasn't actually expensive. It was only €5, so I was off the hot sand, and it also provided shade, which was great. And that was how I spent the rest of the afternoon and evening.
Appreciate that reality so that we can appreciate what Jesus has done for us.
Yes. Prosecco. Ah, prosecco limoncello.
Secco?
Pone di costera.
Yeah.
Secret, okay.
Is the essential oil?
Yeah. One.
Yes. Ching ching. Okay. And how is it?
I like it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back home now. It's been such a nice day today. And I just, after the craziness of trying to go to Ravello and ended up in very busy Amalfi, I decided to take it slow today. And actually spend a bit more time in Minori and look around, which was nice. And then I met a guy that works in the lemon factory on my way when I was just walking around, and he was like, "Oh, would you like to come and see the factory and maybe try some limoncello and blah blah blah?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, why not?" And that was really cool, actually. I can't lie. And then I went off to the beach. As you can see, I don't know why I'm re-narrating all of this like you haven't seen this, but it's been a really, really nice day, and it's my last day, so it was a nice way to just finish the rest of the day. I got the ferry back to Minori, and I was at the beach for about 3 hours or so, and then came back. Initially, I was going to have dinner outside, being the last night and everything, but I'm not that hungry, and also being that I have to take loads of steps to come back to my apartment and on my own, I've been trying not to stay out late. So I just got pizza and then a really nice pastry. I completely forgot what it was, but I've inhaled it from the famous restaurant / bakery / gelateria called Sao de Riso, which I had seen when I was looking at things to do in Minori. That was one of the recommended things to do. So I'm glad that, you know, on the last night I decided to get something from there. Although I did get gelato from there on the first day, but I thought I'd get an actual pastry and see what all the hype was about. It was great. It was good. Yeah, so I'm just going to eat one more pizza slice and then pack up my suitcase, which probably take like 2 minutes, and then just chill, carry on watching Harry Potter, and then fade into sleep. I really enjoyed filming this solo trip, and enjoyed actually being on the trip and just being comfortable enough to have my camera out, not really worrying about whether people are looking at me or not. So if you've been thinking about doing any sort of solo trip, even if it's just a day trip or even a solo trip to the park or something, like, just do it. Yeah, it's great. But of course, safety first, as always. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.